Hello everyone and welcome back to another new album video. We're now on week 50 and this week we're taking a look at Blues for the Red Sun by Kyuss. First released June 30th, 1992. Some notable tracks on this album include Green Machine, Allen's Wrench, Molten Universe, and Capsize. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the name correctly for the band. But very notable band in the kind of desert rock slash like stoner rock genre. This album is by a lot of people's standards very influential in kind of defining that genre. Kind of like the running joke. If you don't know, Josh Homme was in this band, and then after leaving this band, formed Queens of the Stone Age. Kind of running joke with a lot of the Queens of the Stone Age stuff is all the songs are about just doing drugs in the desert. That's kind of like a running joke that a lot of people make about that band. But this one here, again, desert rock slash stoner rock. I've only listened to, I think, two of their albums. I think I listened to this one, and let me actually just pull up. This is their second, but their third album, I think I ended up listening to that as well. Let me actually just bring this up so I can see what the name of it was. Discography here. Welcome to Sky Valley is their third album, and then And the Circus Leaves Town is their fourth. But I've only listened to Welcome to Sky Valley and Blues for the Red Sun. So they're both very good. You can definitely see where a lot of the kind of sound and influence for a lot of, like, pretty much all of the Queens of the Stone Age albums kind of comes from. Josh Homme, again, part of this band. Don't think he did any of the vocals on this. I think he wrote a bunch of the songs, but mostly just the guitarist on a lot of these songs here. And then kind of, I think Queens of the Stone Age put their first album out in 1998. But I have some notes here about the album. We'll get through those. We'll get through the track list and all that as well. So I very recently listened to this, I think like just yesterday, for the first time and really liked it. A lot of it is just kind of like, there's a few songs on the album, or at least a couple, that are just instrumentals that are very good. A lot of the guitar work on here is very good. It has like a really cool vibe to it. But let me just get my notes here, and then we'll get to that in just a second. All right, there we go. So first, like we mentioned earlier, first released June 30th, 1992. This is the band's second studio album, and again, very influential in the desert slash stoner rock genre. This was the last album to feature their bassist, Nick Olvieri. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that name correctly. He would later join Queens of the Stone Age, but I think was left the band and got fired from the band in 2003. So went from this band when Josh created Queens of the Stone Age, went in there, and then eventually was fired from Queens of the Stone Age as well. Kyuss toured this album with bands such as, I think, like in support or like a supporting act for bands like Danzig, Faith No More, and White Zombie, and I think eventually also did some like Australian tour dates with Metallica around this time period. Basically, this again, a lot of people just saying this is a very kind of just like very influential album with this particular genre. It was very well received critically, but it didn't do very well commercially. I think it only sold, according to my research here, about 39,000 copies. So again, really influential, but not so popular commercially. Josh Homme's guitar playing on this is really good. Said that he basically was doing a lot of like down-tuned guitars, and they were plugging like stuff like a lot of like wah-wah pedals, a lot of heavily distorted guitars in this album, and it ends up working really well because it just creates this really cool kind of like soundscape, especially on the songs that are just instrumental. So a lot of the like heavily distorted guitars on this album. Let me actually just bring up some quick reviews here for it. Let me pull it down here. So like I said earlier, very well received, critically, commercially not so successful, but All Music has it at a 4.5 out of 5. The Collector's Guide to Heavy Metal has it at a 9 out of 10. B plus from Entertainment Weekly. Kerrang has it at a 5 out of 5. Q also has it at a 5 out of 5, and the Rolling Stone Album Guide has it at a 4 out of 5. So pretty well received overall. We're going to jump into our track list next. Album here is about, let's see here, 50 minutes and 39 seconds with 14 tracks. 14 tracks. Josh Homme, like I said, had done some of the lyrics on this, but I believe he was just playing guitar on the track. Yeah, the personnel here, let's see, we have John Garcia, lead vocals, Josh Homme on guitar, Nick Olvieri on bass, and Brant Bjork on drums. So again, a lot of songs, like a decent amount of them, lyrics by Josh Homme, but being sung by John Garcia. So again, track list here, 14 tracks, 50 minutes, 39 seconds. Track 1 is Thumb. Track 2 is Green Machine. Really like Green Machine. Probably my favorite track on the album because it just starts off with this just heavy guitars. Works really well. Track 3, one of the instrumental tracks on the album is Molten Universe. Track 4 is 50 Million a Year Trip, in parentheses, Downside Up. Track 5 is Thong Song, kind of funny because this came out in 1992. And I think, again, the more popular Thong Song is the one from Cisco from like 2000 or whatever that was. But yeah, track 5 is Thong Song. Track 6 is Apothecary. I think it's Apothecary's Wait, which is also an instrumental. Track 7, another instrumental, is Caterpillar March. Track 8 is Freedom Run. Track 9, another instrumental, is 800. Track 10 is Wraith. Track 11 is Capsized. That's also another instrumental. Track 12 is Allen Drench. Track 13 is Mondo Generator. And last track, if you could really call it a track, is Yeah. Track 14 is just called Yeah. And it's literally just, it's 4 seconds long. And it's just somebody, I think John Garcia just saying yeah. So kind of like a little, they could have tacked it out to the end of like another song or something. But yeah, track 14 is Yeah, with just the spoken word of the word yeah. So how many times can I say yeah in a few seconds? Pretty quick, I guess. But anyway, so again, 14 tracks for 50 minutes, 39 seconds. Just the whole album has like a really cool vibe to it, because let's see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 14 tracks just being purely instrumental. So I think that definitely kind of helps just create this really cool like soundscape that they were going for. And again, like we mentioned earlier, just a very influential album in the stoner rock / desert rock genre. Very interesting because I had listened to their third album prior to this, like months ago, and then this showed up on a list of stuff like best albums from like 1992 or whatever it was. Because sometimes when I'm trying to select an album, I'll just randomly choose a decade and then randomly choose a year and then look up some of the best albums from that year. This one showed up on some lists for 1992, which really glad I listened to this. I think I've listened to all the Queens of the Stone Age records, and I had listened to a few before that, like I think their debut album, and of course Songs for the Deaf, but became more invested in them this year by listening to everything, and now I'm kind of trying to explore some of Josh Homme's other work, and this I'll probably listen to more of this band's stuff in the future. But just a really solid album, like got some really good just heavy rock elements to it. Again, very notable entry in the desert rock, stoner rock genre. Highly recommend checking it out. But that's going to do it for now. We're going to be back next week with our 51st album, and then we have, I think, one more to go after that. So just 2 more episodes left in this series. Don't know what we're going to be doing for the 2024 series, but we'll probably do something. It might just be 50 different albums that we haven't done yet, both maybe between new and old. This year's series was all about albums that I had, never listened to, at least in full, before this year. But again, that's going to do it for now. So remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.